have been here already. Ntate Khadu flew in from Cape Town this morning to be with us here. Ntate Khadu is the chairperson of the sanctioning committee, but most importantly for the purposes of today, he's also chairperson of the adjudication committee, whose product we will then be presenting this morning. Ntate Khasela came in bright and early as well. He's one of the adjudication panel members, but he's also acclaimed boxing writer. I think he needs no introduction, but he's here with us. Mercy, she's director operations at Boxing South Africa, but she's also part of the adjudication panel. On behalf of the board, Chairperson Dr. Ngadani is here. He was in East London yesterday attending a tournament where one of the belts on offer was the South African national title belt. He's just arrived this morning and immediately hit ground coming this way. So he's the one who's going to take us through the statement. The purpose of today is one, and most importantly, but one. It is to announce the names of the nominees in the South African Boxing Awards 2018. You remember that on the 11th of January, we issued a rule book calling for nominations in the SA Boxing Awards. We closed on the 22nd of February. We then went into a process during the month of March of adjudication. So Dr. Ngadani would lay the ground for us through a scene-setter statement, and then thereafter, Ntate Khadu will then come and speak to the product itself, which in this case will be the names of the nominees in the 15 categories of the South African Boxing Awards. There are 2 categories that we will not announce today, because those are categories that get to be announced through a process led by the board, and you'll only know about them on the day of the awards. The first one is special recognition, because that is a category that comes through not through public nomination, but if there's any gaps or any people whose achievement does not necessarily fall within the rule book or within the strict timelines, but is still deserving to be recognized, the board has got a discretion through that mechanism, the special recognition, to confer that award. The second one is the Lifetime Achievement Award. That's another category that the nominees thereof will not be presented today. We will only get to know about them on the day of the awards. So with that, I think I'm going to request the chairperson to take us through the statement. When he packs it, Ntate Khadu will take over, and then he will speak about the product, obviously preceding with the scene setter from the side of the adjudication committee. What were the difficulties, the lessons, the challenges this year, and most importantly, who are the names in the 15 categories. And then from there, if there are any questions, we'll quickly take those. And I think that is how justice will be done to the business of today. Doc.
Thank you very much and good morning. For a change, I'll have to read through a statement lest I go AWOL in my talk because of the memories and the emotions that used to happen in this place. So I would like to stick through the rails rather than have an emotional outburst of issues. It is once more with a great sense of pride and pleasure that we extend our warm welcome to you. We greet you at an exciting juncture in the timeline of our democracy in South Africa, where we are just 2 days past our 25th celebration of Freedom Day, just 2 days before yet another important celebration of Workers' Day of 1 May 2019, and not forgetting that we're just over a week before we hold the national elections. This critical landmark of our democratic landscapes are significant reminders of a bitter past that we emerge from as South Africans. A past where a simple and most basic human rights, like a right to elect a government of your choice, used to be a preserve of the minority. As the nation prepares to go for the national election of May 8, 2019, we too, as boxing, would like to echo the clarion call and urge the boxing fraternity and South Africans to remember to go and vote for the party of their choice. After all, if bricks and mortar could talk, this venue we have in the Uncle Tom's Hall in Orlando West could probably also add its voice and tell the importance of exercising such a democratic right. To persuade you further, I will perhaps also share with you stories it has witnessed dating back to 1956, when women in the liberation struggle gathered here and bent their dompas before their protest proceeded to their union buildings. Now, this place, as I'm an old man now, it looks small, but those days it was a big venue. It was a big venue because most important boxing tournaments used to happen. Greats like Levi Madi, Anthony Morodi, Shole, Kangaroo, Mauto, and all those boxers. This used to be the venue where on a Friday evening we used to have beautiful boxing tournaments, and the memories are just countless. If one has the time, we could go into those memories. I could tell you about the heat it felt and the smoke it choked when it burned down in 1976 during the Soweto uprising after police brutally opened fire on innocent and unarmed students. On the bright side, though, Uncle Tom's Hall could also tell you about the beautiful memories of boxing festivity that used to take place here and the big boxing names of legends who used to exchange blows right here. Now, for the 25th of this month, the 25th celebration of our democracy, I think this is a rightful place because it has good memories of both where we come from and where we come. If you look, you go outside, you see the Hector Peterson Memorial that is there, and a straight line from that memorial to a school next, Orlando West High. It's a straight line that will show you exactly the spot where Hector Peterson was gunned down, and it has these memories. And across, it's a church where Desmond Tutu used to be part of the parish of the Anglican across there. And if you go down this way, Nakani Street, that's where Nelson Mandela's house is. And if you go across there, you have Walter Sisulu's house across there. So this area used to be a hub of activity, and boxing was part of that beautiful hub. I could tell you about the resilience of boxing and how this festive sport has persevered through the times and stood its grounds in the worst of segregation times and repression. I could tell you how this sweet science we call professional boxing used to defy the odds and unite South African across the color bar long before the official demise of the apartheid regime. Now, during those days when Uncle Tom's used to be used, we never had it was blacks and white were fighting separately. But funny enough, the white officials were allowed to come to Uncle Tom's to officiate for the black tournaments. But now those things have changed, and Uncle Tom's has seen that happening. Just as this venue, the Uncle Tom's Hall, once burned down in 1970, yet rose again to its former glory, like a phoenix. Our sport of boxing is also rising day in, day out, to regain its lost ground and reclaim its throne. These names of South African Boxing Awards nominees to 2018 are yet another testimony in the stories which shall continue to be told about the resilience of the sport and boxing and its moments of triumph. As you may recall, it was on the 11th January this year when we published the rule book and nomination forms of these awards and requested the pugilist family and all South Africans to nominate candidates of their choice in the 15 categories of these awards. The nomination period remained open for a period of 7 weeks until the 22nd of February 2019. We would like to thank each and everyone who managed to take time off and make a nomination, thereby contributing towards the success of these shortlisted names that we will announce today. Now, there's nothing as precious as a sportsman being recognized. So just being nominated is so. To take time to actually nominate someone, you are doing a great deal to the individual and to the sport. We would like to thank our adjudication panel led by our board members and chairperson of the sanctioning committee, Mr. Kulile Khadu, for the sterling work it has done to prepare this role of excellence, which we will be announcing today. We understand it has not been an easy assignment because having to select best amongst the best can never be an easy task. We shall, however, leave this part to him and his committee to speak to it when they take the floor. We know that the next major question in all minds is where to from here. We will therefore like to confirm that the South African Boxing Awards 2018 ceremony will take place on the 17th of May 2019 at Sandton Convention Center in Johannesburg, Gauteng. As usual, we are looking forward to yet another exciting evening of boxing extravaganza. As a cherry on top, this year we have arranged for the Boxing Awards event to take place in an official boxing tournament setup. Further details about the evening of the 17th of May will be packed by the CEO in due course. Today, however, is not about that part, but most importantly, about recognizing and celebrating men and women whose names have been made into the final shortlist of the South African Boxing Award 2018. We would like to congratulate them and hope that this will inspire them to work even harder. We would like to say, through your achievement this year, this far, a generation has already been inspired. Whatever happens on 17 May 2019, and whoever wins the ultimate awards in their respective category you may have nominated in, remember that just for making it this far, you are already a winner. Thank you.
All right, Chairperson of the Adjudication Committee, Dr. Khadu.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, can you hear me? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, once more. My name is Kulile Khadu. I'm chairperson of the Adjudication Committee today. All of you, I know all of you are boxing enthusiasts, fans, and boxing lovers. But in this country, we know that boxing has been in the ICU for quite some time. You know, they say when doctors are busy with the patient, they're doing surgery, they appeal to the red blood cells, and I think the red blood cells of boxing. We're appealing to you to assist us in this task. It's quite a huge task of trying to bring boxing back into life. We've done that. And part of the awards is actually part of the processes that we are involved in. Indeed, it is a flagship project. It's a flagship project because it needs to bring back sponsors into boxing. It needs to bring back television networks into boxing so that you guys, the promoters, the managers, and everybody else, and every other stakeholder can help us bring boxing to where it belongs. Boxing belongs to the top annals of South African sport. That's an undeniable fact. Through the years, the great Khabi Kutsias, the great Galignes, the great Klapos, the great Morodis, all those people, those are people who belong to our Hall of Fame. And we are saying thank you for helping us to reach this stage where we reach out and we give out awards to our most outstanding athletes, to our most outstanding participants and stakeholders. Without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go through the names, through the list to see who's who in the zoo, so to speak. We will start in this order. We've got about 15 categories, but we'll start in this order. We'll start with the male boxer of the year. We have Kevin Lerena, we have Tulani Mbenge, we have Azinga Fuzile, Ronald Malindi, and Yana Skebo. That's the first category, male boxer of the year. Second category, of course, is the female boxer of the year. We have Tema Zuma, we have Melissa Miller, and Bukiwe Nonina. The third category is the male fight of the year. We have Roa Knap versus Eric Tapia. We have Mzokolo Ndoyana versus Shonas. We have Lara, the Mexican, versus Ntlantlanga Mtwini. Female category fight of the year. We have Asandi Swanmakwana versus Sherodine Hortain. We have Ndobai Nicolosa versus Hilda Volmarans. We have Sandi Sewemnube versus Machidiso Mukebisi. Male prospect of the year. We have Lebo Mashitua. We have Jabulani Mackenzie. We have Sivenati Nonjinga, Ntlandla Gicha, and Ayabonga Sunjita. Number 6, female prospect of the year. We have Nondutuzelo Tritani. We have Temazuma. We have Simangele Hadebe. The media person of the year would have Thabo Musia, Christo Smith, and Hayden Jones. The last category, female ring official of the year, we have Pumeza Zinagile, Namhlai Kuluba, and Sia Babaza. Number 9, male ring official of the year, we have Simon Mugadi, Alan Matakane, and Dion Duarte. Most promising official of the year, we have Kitibone Petro, Tandi Ngodwana, and Simpiwe Teba. Knockout of the year. You have Michael Mukwena versus Lusanda Komanisi. You have Akani Puzi versus Chris Thompson. You have Zolani Tete versus Siboniso Konya. Category number 12, trainer of the year. You have Emil Bryce. You have Lionel Hunter. You have Alan Tawel. You have Colin Nathan. You have Sean Smith. Seems interesting. 13, category promoter of the year. You have Teres Ndutu of Rumble Africa Promotions. You have Sandy Lekaga of Supreme Boxing Promotions. You have Tele Kometi of TK Boxing Promotions. 14, most promising promoter of the year. You have Zandi Malinga of Skyline Boxing Promotions. Tolani Mambunya of Lastborn Promotions. And Mimi Tipeko of Team Dida Promotions. 15, manager of the year. Colin McCausland, Lonabu Voi, Mutavichindi Emmanuel. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. The copies of, because this statement is in two parts, there's the scene setter part which the chairperson spoke to. The copies are here, they will immediately be circulated. And the names of the nominees will immediately now be taken up on the website, but you will definitely get copies before you leave of the names of the nominees. I know that it's not easy to follow all the names as Mtate Khadu was going through. Yeah, but in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, that is that. Those are the nominees for the SA Boxing Awards 2018. It is SA Boxing Awards 2018 because the period under review is, what is it, Cindy? Is it 1st October 2017 to the... 1st November 31st October 2018. Yes, so that is the period under review. Ordinarily, you'll remember that we would have held the awards in the first month of the calendar year. But because this year we had some difficulties, at some point, those of you who have been following our pronouncements would know that there was a time when we were hinting Northwest as a possible venue. We've had discussions with them and said, hey, you know what, we are not ready now, because in government planning cycles, this is the 5th and the final year of the medium-term strategic framework. So there's a bit of uncertainty in other elements, and the Northwest said, rather come to us and let's talk about 2020. And that is why this year we are in Gauteng, having sorted that part out with the Department of Gauteng. So the product is delayed, but it is here. Better late than never. So I know it's been a bit of suspense, having to hold your breath and wonder who's going to make it. The list is already here. There are categories where instead of 3, we've got 5 nominees. Did you pay attention to that? 5. It already tells you the contest, how it was like in there. I wasn't part of the adjudication committee. I didn't witness their deliberations, but I can imagine there must have been a lot of vocabulary that was being used to persuade each other. Some very difficult English and so on. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the product. No question is irrelevant, but a sense of occasion is important. So let's not steal the thunder from the nominees. If you want to talk about let's talk about it in some platform. But as far as possible, we encourage you politely so. Let's keep the thunder where it belongs. And today it's about the nominees. Let's talk about nominees. If there are questions, we'll take it. I know who is a Boxing South Africa licensee. So if we don't recognize you, it could be because we know you are our licensee. We know you are not a reporter, a journalist. So we'd love to start with the guests. If there are any questions, please. Can I note any questions if there's any? Okay. Okay, going once, twice, thrice, gone. Can we give ourselves a round of applause, please? This has been one of the best media briefings that I've ever attended. If all of them can go this way, wow. Okay, if there's a desire for one-on-one, the chairperson is here and I'm here as well. We can take that. So if you could just coordinate some photo opportunity with the people that have come through. We want to make a special thank you to especially our licensees who have taken time off to come and be with us here. Dr. Ngadani has spoken about the importance, heritage and historical significance of this venue. It's a beautiful place to be at, and I hope that we'll get out of it to be inspired with all the history that he has just alluded to out of here. But we thank you for your time, and we hope that you will travel safe home. And then please go get those tuxedos, black tie for the 17th of May. The sense of occasion is very important. Boxing people take themselves seriously. So when we dress up and we come out strong. So go get those tuxedos and the evening gowns. We'll see you on the 17th of May, most definitely. Thank you.
Might even have a surprise, the well-dressed man,